Lions TV, full time from Ewood Park. It finishes and we capitulate in spectacular fashion, as only Millwall can do. Blackburn 4, Millwall 1. The playoff dream is not mathematically impossible, but realistically, you can't play like that and expect it to get anything out of a game. Or we were saying during the second half there, it just seemed like everything brilliant they'd done over the last 3 games, it just someone flicks a switch and it just vanishes from their mind. How's your day been? Let me tell you about mine. It's ended. Well, it hasn't ended yet. We just pulled up to the hotel and it looks like the Villa Bella. We're up here for the night, but I couldn't travel home. I left Rye Harbour this morning at about 7. Got to Bexley Heath, and then we got on the motorway about 9 o'clock, 9:15. We didn't even get a chance to stop. Horrific on the M1, a crash, and it took us about 4 hours to get Luton. I think that's what it felt like. Eventually, we got to the ground. On the way to the ground, we saw that Jensen and Roberts were both out injured, and George Evans, the youth team /21's goalkeeper, was in goal. Again, it could only happen to us, couldn't it? Jensen's been playing well recently. Roberts sat on the bench all season, done well when he came in. Of course, he served his ban now. He wasn't ineligible still. He was available to play, suspension-wise, but he's picked up some sort of knock or some sort of illness. So George Evans had to go in goal. Joe Bryan also dropped out, and Ryan Leonard switched to left-back, and Wes Harding played at right-back. So it took us about 6 hours to get here from Bexley Heath. We've missed the first 15 minutes. We've got absolutely soaked through walking to the ground. And I thought it'd be a good idea to not bring a coat up north. That's on me, that one. And then when I got to the ground, I realised I'd also left my phone behind in the car. So no away day. I wouldn't have put it up anyway. And that's why I'm doing a full-time reaction from in the car. We got into the ground, I think it was 13 minutes gone. I never miss the start of a football match, and I was fuming about that. And I never ever leave before the end, but I actually did today. I was one of the few that lasted until the 90th minute, and then when the ball went up, I just seen enough. From when we got there till the opening goal, we actually looked quite dangerous. They looked there for the taking. Blackburn, we looked confident like we had done in recent weeks. We pushed forward, definitely getting the more opportunities and balls into the box without testing their goalkeeper. And then the goal started to flow about 5 minutes before half time. Now a lot of people are going to look at the result and point fingers, and I can hear people in the crowd doing it at George Evans. Absolutely not for me. I didn't see the last goal. I'll get onto that shortly. But I don't think that the defence and the experienced players have given him anywhere near enough protection. They just kept zinging balls back to him as well at all sorts of fucking awkward heights in wet, horrible conditions, which he dealt with quite well, and his distribution was all right, what he had to deal with. But the first goal comes, it's a free kick in the box. It's a free header. And you've got to protect your goalkeeper better, especially a goalkeeper that's never played a game in the Football League, to my knowledge. Nothing you could do about the first one. Then we go up the other end and we have our only real moment of quality in the game. Mitchell drives forward, puts it wide to Aziz. He fires it across goal. I think Casper got a touch on it. And then the big serve finishes it, literally probably 2 minutes after they scored. And then you've got to be better. You've got to be more professional. Your game management's got to be better. You could argue Blackburn should have done the same after they took the lead. They come up the other end. It's in injury time in the first half. Ball into the box, comes across. A shot is blocked, and then it comes out, and another one gets fired in. There's bodies everywhere in front of George Evans, and it takes a deflection. If you see the goal and you don't see the deflection, it looks like he's dived past the ball. That's where the ball was going. It hit someone and changed his direction, and that's what it looked like when he did. He dived past the ball, but nothing the keeper can do there. Bodies in front of him everywhere. But weirdly, even at half-time, and even after we went 3-1 down, I still felt it at that end of the season, let's just both go for it, Phil. And we had to go for it. Of course, a game that we needed to win. But the second half, the only opportunity we had early was a good ball into the box. I think it may have been from Aziz. And I don't know what Coburn's doing. He took his eye off the ball. He looks like he jumps miles too early. And he just hangs in the air, but he just jumps too early. Ball goes over his head, and after that, nothing more in the second half. From that point, it was Plymouth-esque. It was a shit show. Blackburn took over and absolutely tore us to shreds, especially down our left-hand side, which is, no Joe Bryan, understandable. Ryan Linder playing out of position. Can usually do a job, but he looked very tired, Linley, and that's understandable with the lack of minutes he's played. He's done really well in the last few games, coming back in and being strong and being fit at his age to the death, but it wasn't about Lenny. It wasn't his fault. We just shot to bits. Everything that we've done well, like I say, over the last 3-4 games, we're just like someone had just literally, if you've seen Severance, looks like they went down the lift and boom, their minds have been erased. They didn't know what was going on, and it could have been 6 or 7. In all honesty, they get the third. Goalkeeper's beating his near post, but again, it's not his fault. By the time they've walked it through our defence, they slot it in. The fourth goal, I actually looked away. I was talking to Henry about something, and I'm not sure if the goalkeeper's played a short kick, whatever, but it's another good goal. I need to see him back. But even if he was at fault for any of the goals, the goalkeeper, you can't blame him for that. And it's just a little bit of shit luck as well. And we just seem to foul. If we do anything, I mean, we do it in style, don't we? And we fouled in style. I'm going to say, we can all react in these videos. We can all react in the crowd. But let's have it right. We changed managers this season, a very difficult point in the season to change your manager. Alex Neil come in, took him a while to get the grips of it. We turned it around. We've got a lot of new players through the door. And it's a bit of a horror show today. It's not we've lost 1-0, we've lost 2-1 or 2-0 even. We've fucking been absolutely trounced. Never said trounced in my life. By Blackburn. 4-1, could have been 6 or 7. But I'm going to say, look, credit to the players, not for today really, but it's been a long, tough old season. We're once again in an established championship club. We are 6 points off the playoffs, and goal difference pretty much makes that 7 behind Coventry, and it's very, very unlikely, but I'm not going to sit here and slag them off. It wasn't good today. It was very, as I said, Plymouth-esque, and days like that don't happen often, especially to us. We usually sound at the back, and I couldn't have chosen a worse week to put Christian Kramer in my dream team. But we battled through the other side of it. This is the life of a football fan. This is what can happen. And I'm glad I haven't got to drive home now, if I'm honest. I'm going to go and have a few pints in the Villa Bella, possibly a bit of pasta or gnocchi somewhere, and regroup tomorrow. I'm not going to do a post-match. I think that pretty much covers everything. I will, however, do a preview for Norwich on Sunday, where I'm sure we need to wipe the slate clean and get behind the boys and get 3 points on the ball. Listen, who knows? 3 points on the ball, drags it back. I know I'm clutching at straws. I'm not even clutching at straws. It's not going to happen now, realistically, is it? Mathematically, it's not impossible, but it's not going to happen. But it ends, as it always does, so either spectacularly good or spectacularly bad as a Millwall football fan. And today, it was spectacularly bad. It ends at Ewood Park, Blackburn 4, Millwall 1. Come on, you Lions.